Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right. Dragonlance is out. Dragonlance of the Shadow Queen. I haven't even looked at this yet, but I wanted to do a video on the first look at this, look at the chapters, look at what's in the book very quickly, do a rundown, and then maybe we'll do a video reviewing some of the mechanical stuff that's within this book. So we get the first chapter here. War comes to Krynn. Looks like the world has ended, and it's ending again. 300 years of cataclysm, blah, blah, blah. In a single day, age of wonders came countless. Then came the dragon armies. The War of the Lance has begun. Okay, so that tells me that this is taking place in the time when the original 3 books that were published by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman took place. So that is where the world is starting. Let's see. They give us a little thing about using the book. So chapter 1, looks like chapter 1 tells us how to create characters and things like that. Gives us some a new race, the Kender, with some feats and backgrounds, subclasses and things. Chapter 2 looks like an overview of the book's adventure. So there's adventures in here. And then chapter 3 through 7 provides adventure details. The dragon army's invasion of Solamnia, or Solamnia, however you want to say it, and their pursuit of terrifying magic weapon, which I'm going to guess is the Dragonlance. And then we get some equipment, magic items, stat blocks, and poster maps. I'm looking forward. I always like the maps the most, and I'm looking forward to that. So we get a history of Krynn, before the cataclysm, after the cataclysm, and the Dragon Queen's return. There she is, Takhisis, the Dragon Queen. And then they tell us a little bit about after the cataclysm, her return, the dragon armies, some history about the dragon armies and the war of the second war. I guess it's the second war of the Lance. We're not going to really go into detail about that. Life on Krynn tells us a little bit about the languages, so you can, fully immerse yourself in this. Those are common languages, standard, and then we have rare languages like Draconic is a rare language. In addition, we've got calendars of the year, so they give you the equivalent of the English calendar year, the English days of the week, and then what they are in the currency. That's good. Rumors of war. We got a rumor table, and then they talk a little bit about the regions and the surrounding regions, and then we go into religion. So they give us the gods. So the gods are very different in this than they are in Forgotten Realms and Greyhawk. So we've got a whole new set of gods of good, gods of neutral, and gods of evil. There's the list of the gods of good, the gods of neutral, and the gods of evil. Morgion, that looks like a cool one. And okay, so let's go to the next chapter. And the next chapter looks like it's all of the character player options. Talks about peoples, races, organizations, backgrounds, feats, and subclasses. So let's see what we get here. Talks about dwarves and how they are all formed and whatnot in the Dragonlance world. Mountain dwarves, hill dwarves. We got a thing on elves. So if you don't know, there's Sylvanestri, Qualinestri. I think there's one other group here, the Coganesti, wood elves, and then there's sea elves, and then gnomes. Humans of Abanansinia, northern and southern Urgoth, Solamnia, Tarsus, so forth and so on. And then we've got racial options. So creating your own character. So this is all basic, very standard stuff that we see with every race. We get the Kender. So let's do a quick review. I haven't even looked at this yet. Let's do a quick review. So they're a humanoid. They're small. They got a walking speed of 30, like that. They're not immune to frightened. It looks like they get advantage on saving throws, and they get 1 time to not be frightened. Let's see. Once you succeed on a saving throw in this way, you can't do so until you finish a long rest. So it says when you fail, can end. Okay, so they can end it. Thanks to mystical origin, you gain proficiency in one of the following skills. So insight, investigation, sleight of hand, stealth, survival. And then we have taunt. As a bonus action, you can release a string of provoking words at a creature 60 feet from you who can understand you. They must make a wisdom saving throw based off 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma when you choose when you select. or it has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you until the start of your next turn. That is really cool. And you can use this a number of times a day equal to your proficiency bonus. So it's almost like a ramped up form of Vicious Mockery. It's like a super form of Vicious Mockery. Vicious Mockery gives them disadvantage to the next attack roll. This gives them disadvantage to everything except for you until the start of your next turn, but you can do this from 60 feet away, which is really cool. So you could be really far away and then run even farther, and then they're going to have to be stuck with this. All right, we got organizations. We got the Knights of Solamnia/Salamnia. And they talk about their history and their oaths and such like, and then the different orders, Knights of the Crown, Knights of the Sword. And we've got Mages of High Sorcery. So we've got white robes, red robes, black robes, Towers of High Sorcery, the tests. They talk a little bit about the tests, Renegade Mages. And we got some new backgrounds. 2 new backgrounds and bonus feats. Whatever background you choose for a character in Dragonlance campaign, you gain bonus feats as detailed below. This is very 1D&D-ish. Let's see. If you select Knights of Solamnia or Mage of High Sorcery background, you gain the feat specified in that background. In the background if the background you choose doesn't provide a feat, you gain a feat of your choice from the following list. Oh, so we either get skilled or tough automatically at first level. Wow. So if you're playing Dragonlance, you get one of these. And at 4th level, you gain another bonus feat of your choice from either the first level list above or the following list below. And we have a list here. So here is the Knight of Salamnia. So it has a prerequisite. You must be Dragonlance campaign. I am going to assume that the prerequisite for this is Dragonlance. It's right there, Dragonlance campaign. So you can't do this in any other campaign. Maybe there's an Adventure League Dragonlance coming out. That would be very cool just for Dragonlance. So let's see. Knights of Salamnia get athletic survival. They get 2 languages of choice. They get a deck of cards, set of common clothes, pouch. That's the regular equipment if you take the equipment option. They gain a Squire of Solamnia, presented later in this chapter, and provide you free, modest lodging and food. Okay. And let's see. For more unusual takes on Knights of Solamnia, consider playing a Bard of the College of Valor or Barbarian. And then there's some trinkets. And then there's supposed to be some feats. I didn't see any feats. If you select, okay, you gain the feat specified in the background. Where is the feat? It says feature. I don't see anything about a feat. Building a knight, Knights of Solamnia. I don't see anything about oh, maybe it says, okay. Mage of High Sorcery, Arcane History, 2 languages of choice. You get some stuff. And you gain, oh, there it is, Initiative of High Sorcery. So you gain Squire of Solamnia feat. Okay, that's the feat you get. Initiative of High Sorcery. In addition, you get modest food and lodging, blah, blah, blah. And then there's some trinkets. And they list a table of trinkets. So here's the feats. Ooh, new feats. Divinely Favored. You learn 1 cantrip of your choice from the cleric spell list. And 1 first level spell based on the alignment of your character. So you get 1 cantrip from the cleric list and 1 spell. So if you're good, you get a first level cleric spell. That's pretty cool. If you took this, then you would get that. And I think that is the 4th level option up here. Divinely Favored. There it is. It's a 4th level option as a bonus feat. That is pretty cool. Probably going to mean where you're fighting some pretty powerful stuff like dragons. Neutral gets a first level druid spell. You can cast the chosen first level and augury without a spell slot and must finish a long rest before you cast these spells this way again. That is and you get to choose. Your spell casting is intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. And in addition, you can use a holy symbol as a spellcasting focus. Okay, Initiative of High Sorcery. Okay, you must be a sorcerer or wizard or mage of high sorcery background. You've received training from magic users affiliated, blah, blah, blah. Choose one of 3 moons. All right, so they got 3 moons in Dragonlance: Nuitari, Lunitari, and Solinari. And you can cast each of the chosen first level spells without a slot. Choose 2. Wow. Dissonant Whispers, False Life, Hex, Ray of Sickness. That is cool. I like that. You can get 2 of those. And you can cast those without using a slot, but you must finish a long rest. That is really cool. You can make a really good... Dissonant Whispers is really powerful. So is Hex. Lunitari, Color Spray, Disguise Self, Featherfall, and Longstrider. Okay. Solinari, Comprehend Language, Detect Good and Evil, Protection from Good and Evil, and Shield. That's pretty good. And then your Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. So you could build a really powerful wizard this way. Adept of the Black Robes. You get this at 4th level. And if you're Nuitari, you learn 1 second spell of your choice. Must be from the Enchantment or Necromancy school. You can cast this 2nd level spell without a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it again. Also cast this spell using slots you have. A 1 2nd level spell, so you can pick any enchantment or any necromancy school. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Life Channel, Adept of the Red Rose. We're not going to go through all this. Here's Squire of Solamnia. Your training in the ways of the Knights grant you some benefits. That looks pretty cool. Knights of the Crown or Knights of the Rose, Knights of the Sword. We got a Sorcerer subclass, which is the Lunar. I think we got some previews for this earlier. And then what else? And that's it. Okay, so what's on the next chapter? That's chapter 1. What is chapter 2? Prelude to War. So this is I think this is like the setup for the adventure. Got an overview, got a section about how to run the adventure, got a section about maps, the poster maps. There is a flow chart here, so let's not give away too much. And Dragon's Threats, I guess that sets up some of the villains' character connections, so maybe why you're doing this. A pronunciation guide. There it is. Oh, I love it. I love it. Maybe they're going to tell us how to say Solamnia. Solamnia. It is lamb with an L-A-M. Okay, there you go. Takesis. I like it. And they don't include any of the country names in here, but that's okay. Caradoc. Some cool stuff in here. Okay, and then preludes. Overview. These must be some like beginning adventures. Yeah, these must be some beginning adventures. So, Eye in the Sky, Trial of the Barb, Conclusion, Scales of War. So we must get some. Okay. All right. So what is the next chapter? When Home Burns. I want to go back for running this chapter. Okay. This starts the chapter at 2nd level, having gained after events of chapter 2. So let's see here. I know they had preludes. This section presents 3 short encounters for first level characters, each highlighting a unique aspect of the Dragonlance setting. These encounters focus on the following events: Broken Silence, Eye in the Sky, Scales of War. And then you go to 2nd level, apparently, after doing these. Yes, once you've run any preludes you deem appropriate for your group, all characters advance to 2nd level, and then they proceed to chapter 3. And so we're gonna do this chapter, and when we're done with this chapter, we're gonna be 4th level after we get to a certain point. So there's Battle of High Hill, and then there's after evacuating Volgler, which means it's going to get invaded. Okay, so we're not going to go through all that. I don't want to give too many spoilers away. Chapter 4. So characters should be 4th level. Shadow of War, running this chapter. Characters start this at 4th level, and they will end this at 6th level after defeating that dude. And let's see, chapter 5. Characters will gain a level. So it just says this is 6th to 8th. Characters advance from 6th to 8th as they traverse the northern wastes. Okay? Chapter 6, City of Lost Names. Character advancement. So characters start this chapter at 8th level, and then they advance to 10th level. And chapter 7 is Siege of Kalaman, and they advance to 11th level in this one after completing Flight of the Dragonels. Chapter 8 is now an appendix. So that must be the end of it. So it looks like it's going to be 11th or 12th level to end all that. And then we've got adventuring gear. So we've got the Fargob, the Hoopak. I'm interested in this. This is what the Kenders use. When you make a melee attack, you ignore the ammunition property. So it does have an ammunition property. It's finesse, and it's special, and it's two-handed. And it has a range. What is the range? 40 and 160. That's pretty good. It does a D6 piercing damage or 1d4 bludgeoning damage ranged. You can use the Hoopak as a martial weapon. If you do, it uses the ammunition property using slings. When you make a melee attack with this weapon, you ignore its ammunition. Okay, so it just does damage. I was hoping that this, I guess you can use this as a trip. What's special? Unusual rule governing its use. Okay, I guess that's this little thing right here. It's two-handed. So because it's two-handed, you could be a great weapon fighter with this. That's pretty cool. Okay, we've got a balloon thing. Gnome siege weapons. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. A big boiler drock. Gnome flinger. Magic items. Here's the Dragonlance. It is, of course, a legendary item. We've got our Flying Citadel Helm, Cognesti Force Shroud, Mirror of Reflected Past. So that's A is gear, friend and foes. So this looks like it's going to be creatures. So, for instance, the Onkolox, or the Caradox, or the Greater Death Dragon. So we've got a whole list of new creatures in here. We got the Draconians. There's all the Draconians, so they're like the main bad guys in this. They are typically lawful evil. Imagine that. And then we've got sidekicks, allies at war. Who do we have in here? This must be all of our NPCs. Or characters you can use. This is pretty cool. I've never seen this before. So they've got characters you can start out with. Looks like he is a spellcaster mage, maybe white robes. And then it gives you a synopsis of improvements or level progression. Ayik is a warrior attacker, and then he goes up. So, and then we've got a dwarf. Looks like a dwarf healer spellcaster. And maybe this is for just looking at this. I'm going to guess these are NPCs that you can use, and they may appear in the adventures. So this guy, so they may be reoccurring. That would be pretty. That's pretty cool. This must be a Kender healer. Okay. All right. And what do we have for the next chapter? We've got Appendix D, story concept art. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff is in this book that wasn't in a lot of other books. A lot of nice art. Very nice. Kenders, Dragonel Riders. That's pretty cool. I didn't see that. I haven't seen this in other. And then we've got the maps. So here's our maps. Got a couple of. There's the. Here is the map of the continent of Ansalon. And if you look at down here, I'm trying to see if I can read that. Just north of Qualinestri is Aranasinia. That's where the Dragonlance starts, the books themselves. And then we've got the credits. So here's all the people that did this. Project lead, Wesley Schneider. It looks like he did a very good job on this. I'll have to read the adventure, but Looks like the venture's very good. Here are the covers, and the grim visage of the Death Knight, Lord Soth, Knight of the Black Rose. That's from the special edition. I think after I read this, if I am impressed by the writing in it, I'm probably going to order the special edition book itself. All right, there's our little blurb. All in all, pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So, all right. Well, that's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this little synopsis of the new book, and I will catch everybody later.